You just got prescribed prednisone, and all you know is that it's supposed to help with whatever condition that you currently have. Now, this is true. It is supposed to help, but at what cost? Typically, doctors don't usually go over all of the side effects that could happen when taking prednisone, and there are a lot of them. But if you watch this video entirely, you will have a good idea of a handful of side effects and things to look out for when taking prednisone. That's whether you're taking a smaller dose or whether you're taking a larger dose, there still are side effects. I am not a doctor, and I'm saying that as a disclaimer, but I am currently on prednisone. I have been actually for about 15 days now, and even though that may not seem like it's a long time, I have been dealing with some side effects. So, what are the side effects? Let's start with moonface. Moonface is exactly what it sounds like. Your face gets puffier, it starts to swell a little bit, and it's mostly water weight, but the shape of your face kind of turns into a moon, and you could look completely different. People can be like, man, what has happened? It's just not a good look. Now, for me, I have personally not experienced this at all. I do not have any moon face, but I have seen and looked at pictures and looked at other YouTubers who have dealt with moon face and that side effect. Now, another side effect is insomnia. Personally, I stay up pretty late for the most part and get up pretty early. I don't think I have insomnia, especially from the prednisone, but I know that is another side effect that, depending on the dosage or how you wean down or wean off of the drug, you can have insomnia that takes place. Another side effect is weight gain. With taking prednisone, you can begin to gain weight, and that's mostly due to a few things: retaining more water, and then also an increased appetite. And so, for whatever reason, prednisone, I know for me, I get up in the morning. I typically fast. I have been fasting in the morning times, and I say that, but before I was taking prednisone, I would typically fast in the morning time all the way up until about 1 or 2 o'clock. Now, knowing that I need to take prednisone, I usually have some type of toast or something light in order to eat that and then take the drug as well. But I have seen and I've read where people have gained weight due to taking prednisone. Another one that I do not currently have at the moment, but there is hair loss. And that's typically, from what I've read and the research that I've done so far, is that is kind of more long term. The longer you take it, the more that chance of that actually occurring, and people having, just pieces of hair falling out, and not like chunks, but there is some type of hair loss that is tied directly to the to prednisone. Another one, which is kind of major, and my doctor, my rheumatologist, did not kind of go over this at all, but it is that you will have a harder time fighting off infections. The more you take it, if you are on it long term, it is best practice to stay away from others who are sick, who seem that they could possibly be sick. It's definitely you want to kind of distance yourself, because you do not have necessarily those antibodies to fight off those infections like you would normally if you were not on the drug. Now, this is the one side effect that my rheumatologist, she mentioned, because before she even put me on the drug, I had to go see my eye doctor, and they had to take pictures of my eyes just to make sure, or actually really to get a baseline of what my cornea looked like before I was on prednisone. Now, if you take it long term, they said that it can change the shape of your eye, it can change the shape of your cornea, it can also increase the risk of getting glaucoma and cataracts. I do have a stigmatism in my left eye, and with that, and I wear contacts, I also wear glasses, and so with that, I was not wearing anything a few days ago as far as no contacts or no glasses, and I had something weird in my left eye, like it was a spotty, like it was bright, and it was only in my left eye, and it was only a brief time. It was probably lasted 2 or 3 minutes, but it was weird because it never happened before. And it's something that I brought up to my rheumatologist, but just weird because it was like I had got a flash photography only in this eye, so there were spots everywhere, and I couldn't really see, and but it happened momentarily, but I don't know if that is directly correlated with it. She said that it could be, but it's not a reoccurring thing. But it was definitely just something that I'm looking out for. Now, the last two things I am going to talk about, I have definitely experienced, and the first one is mood swings. I think with just with RA in general, I think that comes with it, just from the highs and lows of feeling good and then feeling bad and feeling crappy and feeling like you're not having any good days at all. But I know that mood swings, also on top of having the RA and taking prednisone, it has increased. And so I have to be definitely aware of that. I can get short with friends or my spouse or even my children, and I have to remind myself, it's like, hey, okay, you have to recognize this and you have to stop it. Me being a family person, I love being with my kids. I love hanging around and having a good time with them. But I know that will change if I don't pick up on that and decide, okay, I have to either fake it or whatever it may be, especially for my children. But I have definitely seen an increase to where things not necessarily set me off, because I'm not that type of person, but it is I guess you're more irritable, or things irritate you easier than it would when not taking it. So definitely mood swings that I will attest to. I'm not proud of it at all, but I am aware and conscious of it. And so I make a point to, okay, I am having one, take a step back, change it, and get over that little episode. But the last thing, and I'm going to put this up so that you could see it, but I have had bad acne. It started on my chest area and then kind of moved into my shoulders and then down to my stomach. It is also on my back as well, and that popped up in the last 4 or 5 days, and initially didn't think anything of it, and then when I was rolling around in bed or my shirt would rub up against it, I started to feel that even more so, and continued to spread. I've had 2 of them come up on my face. I think there's one right here, and then there was one earlier. But I've never had acne, never had any type of any of that going through puberty or growing or once I got older. Never dealt with it, and I'm not a fan. And so I told my wife, I told my doctor, and I was like, look, if this thing starts popping up on my face, we're gonna have to do something else. I'm not gonna take it because I'm not used to that, and I like my face. and I like it without acne and pimples and zits and all of that. So that is definitely something to look out for. And I don't know when or how long it takes. Everyone is different. Again, I've only been on it for a little over 15 days. There are people who have probably been on it for 6 months, 3 months, whatever it may be. And if that is you, you can go ahead and comment below and just say, hey, this is what my experiences are. This is the type of side effects that I've had. This is why I'm still taking it. This is why I'm not taking it. I am hoping that this is just short term. I was put on it because of the pain in my hands and the flare-ups that I was receiving. So that's why I was on it. I don't think this is going to be long term. I'm doing everything that I can to hopefully get off of medication at some point. Now, I've had some flare-ups. I've had to where my joints are hurting, and I'm not against taking the medication. I want a good balance. I don't want to have to take medication for the rest of my life. So I am definitely starting to, or I'm moving towards to where I want that healthy balance of medication, but then also the dieting, eating right, exercise as much as I can, and have an entire balance to continue in this journey of living with rheumatoid arthritis. If you just recently got diagnosed with RA and you want to know what the first 60 days look like, check this video out.